You guys ready?
Or
Yep.
I can start it for you. Hi guys, this is Fish, and I'm so excited for this show today with Brandon Davison and Mike. So big news is coming. Hey, but for real, like, listen, we're all messing around, but dude, September is going to be so fun. I mean, we had a lot of fun in Durango Rendezvous. We all got together, hung out with Pikes Peak. You guys got to meet Tito and Lorenzo and their whole gang. And while we're there, they start talking about this 5th year anniversary party and how they want to go big. They fell in love with your audio systems, instantly became the very first Indian motorcycle dealership that is authorized Davidson audio. Congratulations, man. It's a big get for you. Um, and yeah, great companies make great products and they all become great friends. So I say we're all going to go to the party in September. And then after that, we're coming to Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Ride culture and me, because you know what, I've really these last few months, so I've had Davidson audio for 7 months and about 4 of that has been riding season. I've really started to just love the audio elements. I've had to learn a lot, but between Kevin's bike, Corey's bike, a couple of the audio competitions I've been able to go to, and then of course Spicy Candy, I've just really started loving it. I like getting my hands dirty. So with Ride Culture's help in their shop and me, we're going to team up. We're going to have Brandon come out. By the way, is this Brandon's show? We're having Brandon come out and come to Minnesota. We're going to do some, we're not sure how many yet, how many kits we're going to be willing to do. But then after that, we'll have a good bike night and send everybody home with some awesome audio to end the season. September's starting to cut at the end for us. Anyway, how's that energy?
Yeah, I mean, like Fred said, I mean, this is going to be a big trip. First off, Pikes Peak, huge thanks out to them. Um, when we were there, unbeknownst to me, another shop had done the audio system on Tito's bike. So it wasn't until actually I went up to Pikes Peak and talked, or yeah, Durango, that I talked to him, and I was like, "Oh, this system looks familiar." He's like, "Oh yeah." So I connected the dots that a local shop was selling our products and installing them for us, and did his bike, which wasn't anything wrong. We just changed out some speakers. As you evolve, you change things up. So when I got talking to him, his dad came in and was like, "Well, I want something." So we did his, and then, dude, Mike, you were there. You saw, like, we got
Yeah.
halfway through it, dude, and it's like, "All right, we're getting my wife's bike too, a 23 Elite," and I'm like, "Okay, cool, let's do it." So that's a big thing. If anybody saw our video from my trip up to Pikes Peak, you know that Pikes Peak, they do it first, and then once they're believers in it, dude, they go hard in it. So they brought me up there for a week. I trained 2 of their techs for a week and spent a good amount of time with all of them. Dude, it was a good time. They're good people there, and they've already gotten a couple of more installs booked for that. And then from there, man, it was like you said, we were at Durango, and it was such a good time. I was like, let's make a trip out of the 5-year anniversary, which also kind of played in time with what we wanted to do anyways, because I mean, it is further, it's what, 13 hours for you guys, I think,
Yeah.
but it's a lot closer for us if we're already there, because we just go there, then we go up to you guys, and then we come home. So I mean, it's a long truck for us, but it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and it's great to have everybody over at the shop. I never dreamed that I'd have this space and run around with cool folks and meet a whole bunch of cool folks that really like to mess with motorcycles, and spending time with Brandon and Durango as well, getting to wrench and work on installing audio systems. That was quite a bit of fun. So now we're gonna try to do it here at home, and get your systems put in and sell them on Ride Culture as well.
You know what's
Abs-
cool? You know what's cool? It's kind of like it's the pleasure of when you're done and you've completed something. Same thing as every time we've put bag lights, the M1 Bryants on somebody's, and then you turn them on and they're like, dang, that looks good. It's the same thing for the audio. When they like start listening to it and then they start like walking, they mostly walk backwards, and they're like, oh my God, I can still hear it freaking 150 feet back, and it's just, you get that satisfying thing for the customer, and I know, Brandon, many times you have said, it's always unfortunate when people spend money once, twice, 3, 4 times before they finally get, where they want to be. And in the audio game, and I'm guilty, but I've learned this. Yeah, it happens. And so going to like Brandon, going to you, the expert, in this field that has a lot of knowledge, things are always changing, always evolving, which is awesome, good too. But yeah, just trying to get your money's worth right away. Just like your most recent video, the guy did a 2-speaker package knowing he's going to have 6, 4 speakers and then the mid bass. And so what do you do as a stand-up salesman? You sold him all the wiring harness that he needed for the first time instead of pushing back, and it just shows good quality business and good quality people. And like on the Riding Fish channel, I don't talk negative about people, but I really promote the people that I like and I love. And so ride culture is a big part of that. I mean, me and my wife, we were just BSing the other day, just sitting around the scouts, and I think I text Brandon all the time over nothing, or some cool stuff coming or whatever. It's fun to see this community, and that's exactly what it is, just growing to another level. And I think bringing Davidson audio, ride culture, riding fish, because I'm going to get my hands dirty and I'm going to do this. It's exciting. It's super exciting on my side for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, the one thing I want to touch base on, and you both kind of glanced over it, is our goal here is to build a community with the Indian motorcycle community as a whole. And what people don't understand, or people are coming to realize when they go to the Indian community, the aftermarket is so much smaller. Because I always like to explain to people, especially in audio, now in audio, there's 3 questions. Is it 13 and older, 14 to 24, or 24 and newer? That's the only 3 questions you have. But let's bring it over to Indians. All right, is it a chieftain or a roadmaster? Pretty much the same bike, but variations. But now we've got, is it a 16 or older? But 16 was also a hybrid year of Ride Command or not. So you got 16-ish, 16, 17, or 16, 17, 18, 19, and newer is different. So, I mean, we have these variables that people don't understand. So when it's companies like us that get together and we're so passionate about what we do, that we're growing the community with a good base of companies like myself, Ride Culture, we've got Riding Fish here, we've got TNA, 210 Speed Labs, Lawless Garage. We've got a small network of companies that are just so passionate about this platform that it's great. When other companies are glassing it over, like, Indians, like, well, I have a feeling in the next 5 years it's going to be a different story. People are like, oh, crap, I missed that ballpark.
Yeah, I also think, though, that and Mike, you actually might be a really good person to ask for this. Indian Motorcycle brings stuff that are really good, and Brandon, you too, to market. So it's not like the smallest little product can be an upgrade. It takes work, We've all seen what like Toast Performance does and the quality they have to put in to make things worth it. Brandon, all the little things like the super high quality connectors you use in all your wiring harnesses. Mike, you told me about all of the pressure testing that you had to do on your M1 Bryants and all the quality control, because if it comes up weak, and this is why there's not 100 different suspension companies, because Indians are really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're on the move.
Oh, you're good.
He's outie.
Nah, man, I got to get my burritos out of the oven.
So yeah, I don't know, man. I think that's one of the things, is that it's not easy, and then a lot of these Harley guys, what are they going to do? Be like, oh, hey, buy this Indian thing because now it's better. And then all of a sudden, they're like, whoa, crap. All these guys are buying a bunch of Indian stuff. So I don't know. I don't own a business per se, not like you guys do, but it's not as easy as, here's a good example. The Amazon crash bars. You can get them for really cheap. and they sun fade in like 4 days. Okay. Or you spend the good money and you buy the Thunder and Lightning ones, the TLCs, and they never go bad, but it's quality. So I don't know.
Let's all right. So if people don't know anything about TLC Thunder Lighting Company, Rick Hartman owns that company. And if you've ever met that man, I don't think next to Mike, I don't think I've ever met somebody so passionate about their business. Like, dude, I was trying to get him to make me a crash bar, and dude, he takes it to such a meticulous level. As people don't understand why the quality is there. Dude, I sent him a crash bar. I was like, hey, I need something for this, and a project. Bro, he's looking at it, and he's like, he's going, and he's like, well, this angle with this, and you get the crash and the pressure and all this. Like, dude, he's not like these other companies that are taking the OEM, sending it to China, the cheapest, thinnest steel they can use. Like, dude, the quality in Rick's parts is where the money is, and that's where companies like myself and Mike and all of us, we're putting quality behind it. We're not trying to go off of Amazon. Like, no offense to some of the companies that sell Amazon saddlebags and lids, but I don't care what people say. I mean, this might hurt people's feelings, but yeah, you're saving. They're $400, but I'm telling you right now, dude, it's thin, cheap Chinese plastic. I won't ever sell that stuff. It's just flimsy. So people have to understand, you pay for quality. I don't know
You
why.
definitely pay for that quality, and it's almost the experience and time of development too. It's like, I didn't get this way and you didn't get this way because we just showed up and decided to do it one day. It was years and years of trial and error. And I don't know how many things I've burnt up or screwed up or experimented on, and just try to bring the best product out to market.
Well, why don't we say, I don't know if the Davidson audio people know, Mike, what your background is. I mean,
yes.
Ooh.
Okay,
Well,
how about you just stick to the engineering part? You don't have to go into like, all the other crazy stuff.
So I used to be I used to work for Polaris. I was a slingshot guy for quite a while. And then I was there when Polaris bought Indian Motorcycle. I wasn't in that Indian department, but I saw it happen, and I learned from Polaris's production and the way that they did things in the background, and really got to delve into their research and development process. So I kind of emulated that, and then changed some things and improved the items where I knew they needed to get improved, and then here we are today.
Yeah, see, an engineer for Polaris. It's not like you just stumbled across it and were like, I got an idea. I mean, that happened, but there's a
Right.
heck of a background that came with it. And even like I've been lucky enough, Brandon, to meet some of the influences in your world, the people you call your mentors, Carlos and these guys. These guys are next level intelligent when it comes to audio world. And Brandon and I have had a lot of conversation about products that he could come, but you're Brandon, this is just a compliment to you. You're so smart and you're so good at so many things. You often remind yourself, I should just stick to the audio. Even when I'm over here like, bro, I really need this, And
I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah, I know you do. But that's my point is that you guys are so intelligent. You're bringing so much, and you both have to hyper focus on the one thing you're doing. Mike, I don't know how many times I've asked you if you could do this, and you're always like, yes, I could do it. And I'm like, wait, I'm not saying to do it, because he'll stop and start trying to do it. It was just a question, So,
well, Fred, to your point, there's only one way that's possible, though. I know the project you're talking about. I won't dive into what it is, but that was something I started going into, and I realized that it pulled my attention away from the audio into something that's somewhat relatable. It's wiring harnesses, some stuff that we can do. But then I got thinking about it, and I put my pride aside, and I was like, you know what? That's where Mike and I have had these conversations, and that's where this project goes for me. I'm going to help with it to him, but that's going to go over to him. That's going to become a ride-culture product because that's up their alley. But that doesn't happen if we don't have this close-knit community of people that we trust in the industry. And that's the only reason that can happen. And that's a testament to you guys and the support we've developed here.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely different. I've worked with a lot of different companies, and I've contracted and subcontracted to different firms doing instructional design and all kinds of different engineering stuff. But this community that we have together, I'm not afraid to say, hey, Brandon, here's my idea. I'm going to push it off to you. What do you think about this? And us working together, because, if you tell me something, or if I'm working on something with you, that stays in our bubble.
Mm-hmm.
It's like high five and a handshake still works here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have something killer coming out in the market. Mike and I are already in the works. We're waiting on some prototypes that is going to, how do I put? I think it's going to disrupt the Indian audio side as well. It's going to be something different, and yeah, it's going to be big. You guys will see. We're hoping we should have it by the end of the year for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, that is going to be big, and that's going to give. The greatest thing is it gives another option.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really where sometimes you don't need to go maybe full home run. You could just hit a double.
Yep.
Well,
and that just goes back to where our business stands out differently. Like, I'll be 100% transparent with people. I've had a handful of customers that I will talk to, and I'm talking to them, and we get to the end of the conversation, they're expecting me to do a sales pitch, and I'm like, you should probably just go buy power band. And then usually on the other end, like, you can hear them get quiet, and they're like, really? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, I just don't feel like you and I are what you're looking for. 100% you will get from our system plus more. But where you're at and what you're telling me what you want, I'm not going to take your money because I would feel guilty. Like, that's where you've got to have that honesty with the business to direct people. So you've got the OEM, which is just the OEM 50 watts. You got the OEM Plus, which is your power band 2, and then you have us, which is aftermarket, like completely on its own left field. I would never compare that to power bands. It's never going to happen. So we are bringing something to market that will be at that level of like power band or just a smidge above it to give people that option to not have to go crazy wild, but still maintain a good budget friendly option that'll rival power band and give people flexibility.
Yeah. And I just like that you guys continue to innovate. That's all. In these companies. And I know we kind of glossed over it, but TNA, Angelo and Tina TNA, great guy, great company, great family. Whenever you've been able to sit down with a person and their family that owns a company and you break bread with them and you visit with them and you see them as a person and it's not just always business, that tells you a lot about the person, and just because I haven't ate with the people, I'm not saying that those guys all suck. I'm just saying that it gives you a different perspective. Like on the 4th of July, Mike was at my house hanging out. Nothing to do with motorcycles.
Yep.
Just people hanging out, and that's it. And yeah. And so I don't know. I'm so excited. So excited.
Well, this is what happens when the three of us get together. We get reminiscing, having a good time, and just catching up on all the great things that are coming to the market, especially for Indians.
And this is why September's so good.
I was about to say, let's dive into really what that trip is going to look like. Is that there's multiple parts, and I'm actually curious, Mike, are you going to be making it on the 5-year anniversary?
I'm gonna fly in. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna fly in because I've got to get the shop ready, and then there's the party stuff's got to get ready. I mean, I can't leave it all to Amanda. I mean, she already does so much for us when we're goofing around, But I got to I got to get the shop ready and the food stuff's ready because I like to grill. And
I thought we were hang on, time out. I thought we were just gonna do the food truck thing and give you a break. Last time your ass didn't get out that grill for like 13 hours or whatever.
That's true, but I'm not. I didn't. I had I had a lot of meat. That was.
You got so much meat, Mike.
Yeah.
Mike, yeah. So much meat.
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous.
Well, we'll have multiple bikes with us, so, and I know between us and Pikes Peak, they'll have no problem getting you a bike.
Yeah,
So you'll have
yeah.
something over there for sure. Is my biggest thing, and so what we were getting at is September 14th is Pikes Peak 5-year anniversary. And what I want to start by saying right now is I am not doing any installs during that event. I'm not doing it. This is going to be the one trip that I actually come up and enjoy it. So I'm just letting everybody know that ahead of time that Davidson Audio is coming up to have fun. I'll probably do free audio tunes, but I'm not doing installs while I'm there. Just a heads up. That's
You
why we're
already
bringing
started
all of our
working.
bikes.
You hear that? Yeah, but you know what's gonna happen is you're gonna be like, wow, this tune is a little off. Hang on, take that fairing off. Let's see what we got. Come on, you already know. You already know.
I mean, that just comes to customer service, but I mean, my only agenda is we're bringing the bikes. I'm bringing the Challenger, Bill's Challenger, the Chieftain, and the Sport Chief. And I've already told Pikes Peak Indian I need a new Shinko 777 for the Sport Chief. So they're on standby. So Fred, you'll get some good footage.
Heck yeah, let's do it. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. I'm riding out. Bob's riding out. We're actually going to bring a chase vehicle, so we might end up trailering. There's just so much this time of year in Colorado, September. You never know. So we're probably doing like a chase vehicle thing. We haven't quite made it sure, but yeah, Casey's coming. I think I'm not sure, but we're gonna be there. I don't think I'm working. I think I'm playing, and that's it too. So.
Yeah.
And then after that, the next week, around the 17th or the 20th, 16th, I mean, depends on when we get back, is when we're going to start just diving into a week's worth of installs. So if people are interested and you're in the Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, one of the Dakotas, now is the time to shoot an email to audio@rideculture.com. Start the conversation. That email is generated and it goes to Moike, myself, and a couple other people. And we can then collaborate on times, dates, and help with purchasing of packages. And then if it gets to be too much, then that's when Brandon, you're going to step in and help maybe direct somebody into maybe the details or specifics if they want to change things on their package. We're only doing 2, 4, 6, and 8 speakers. We're not doing any mid bass at all. Sorry, Kevin. So, because he probably wants like 12s or something. We're not doing it. Okay.
Yeah, let's dive into those details. So pretty much like Fred said, the 16th to the 21st is when Davidson Audio will be there. But I know we've dictated the 21st, which is that Saturday, to a bike night hangout day. That's not a work day. Realistically, I'd like to kind of be done wrapping things up by Thursday into early Friday so we can have time to hang out Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, we're doing 4 to 5 bikes while we're there.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be myself, Bill, these two, and then if anybody else follows them, Corey Shockman is an installer I have in the Minnesota area. I think he's a little bit further north than you guys.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to be there for 3 days doing installs. Great guy, and this is why I love the community, is because him and I actually approached each other because he wanted to buy some stuff. We've actually become friends. I've met him a handful of times. Fred, you met him in Mississippi, and he does great install work, but he wants to push the envelope, wants to come down and actually do installs with us to see where he can fine tune it. And that's what I love about when I have an authorized installer like these guys. I have full faith in them that they know the process that we do it, so that way the customers are taken care of as a whole. But as Fred said, that's 2, 4, 6, 8 speaker. That's OEM locations, fairing, lower fairing, saddlebag lids, tour pack. That's it. Do you get any crazier beyond that, it just ends up crazy. The options for, let's just put it this way. So we'll start with the Chieftain Roadmasters. Sorry, as of right now, 5 1/4 in the fairing. We're working on 6 1/2, so it's probably gonna be end of the year next year. Lowers.
End of the year or beginning of next year.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah, we're actually going to drop a video tomorrow. I made some good progress on those. Been covered in fiberglass. But when it comes to the lowers on those Roadmasters and Chieftains, if you have the older style lowers, I think Mike maybe will verify saying 19 or 20, the lower fairings on the Roadmaster slightly changed. So on the engine guard side of it, if they swoop down drastically,
I think it's 19
yeah.
they changed.
So if your lower fairings swoop down really low, we can't put 6 1/2 in them. But they're the old style where they're straight. They have 6 1/2 inch adapters, or you can do 8 inch lowers, which you need to book that appointment soon so we can get those lowers modified, get them on the way, get them painted, get them done. Lids, OEM 6.5 or 8-inch lids from us, tour pack 5 1/4. Challengers, Pursuits, 6.5-inch in the fairing. If you have OEM lowers, you can do 5 1/4 or our 6.5-inch adapters. Lids are 6.5 OEM lids or our 8-inch and tour pack 5 1/4, same deal. That's really the biggest thing people need to know on that. 4 to 5 packages. We're going to have 5 people there working. So we'll get them done. We'll get them sounding right. And then I know I would personally like to, at this bike night party, offer free audio tuning for anybody else that shows up as well.
Oh,
Done.
what? And
What do you got, boy?
George actually wants to put in some work. So
There we go.
Woo-hoo!
I know, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know he has 2 motorcycles in the shop now, or 3.
Yeah.
3 motorcycles. He has 3 motorcycles in the shop. He has more motorcycles than all of us.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get Lloyd involved. He's come to our bike nights here. So
he did. Yeah. He came to our bike night.
Yep. So it'll be I think my neighbors actually love the bike night, so we can probably take over the entire place if we really wanted to.
Yeah.
In the cul-de-sac, because it'll be on a Saturday. And we kind of have Mexico Street.
Yeah. We got a pretty
Kind
good
of have a
little
Mexico
like
Street.
an 8. Yeah, like a little 8 mile almost.
So
Perfect. Just saying.
it'll be kind of cool. So yeah, we're gonna see what food trucks that can come out here. I know one of our neighbors, 2 of our neighbors have food trucks that they should be able to pop open.
I think, Mike, I think you could grill during the week for us, just like for us people. That way, because last time you got pretty stuck at the grill.
Yeah, I did.
You know, and so it's fun to have you around. So maybe you just grill for us while we're working, and then we food truck for everybody else.
Right, deal.
I don't know, just a hang. It's just an idea. I think a lot more of those like definite details on bike night will come out little later. But audio@rideculture.com. That's the email. audio@rideculture.com. So and then the way we're gonna do it is once you purchase your package, then we put you in the book, right? That's what we all decided. That's how it usually works. So that's that. And then if you're gonna do like Brandon was saying, if you're gonna do big 8-inch lowers or anything like that, you need to get on it so that way you guys can get the fit and finish and everything ready, before that time. We have time. We don't have a lot of time, but we have time. Like 6 weeks, 7 weeks, something like that.
Yep, and coming from experience of doing events like this, like we do an annual event up to Hoonies and Mad Monkey in Clemens, North Carolina, and people need to understand that those slots actually fill up pretty quick. I know last year they filled up, people were hitting us up, and we luckily had one person fall out, and then somebody else snuck in, but people need to understand those spots fill up quick. So once we drop those, like this video is going to drop this Friday, we're going to be dropping content on it all the time. You've got to jump on it and get it, or else you're going to miss out. So, get on it. Yeah.
Other than that, I'm super excited to hang and work, for reals work. And Bill Fitcher is coming, right? Fitcher? Yeah.
Fish with a C.
Yeah, Fish with a Z. Fitcher. Yeah. Anyway, I'm glad that he's
going to be a good time. It's going to be time. I'm glad to get him out on the road. He did go to Durango with us, but a lot of these other smaller trips he hasn't been able to make. So this will be a good time to get him out of the shop, get him out there seeing some people. If anybody knows Bill, he likes to talk. So you get him out talking, he has a good time. So good people. It's just going to be a good time. I have no doubt.
Yep. Bike night, September. It's a big month. It's a big month for all of us. I'm super excited. So yeah, I think that's it, right? I think we wrapped.
Yep. That is it. Let's call it a wrap.
Well,
alrighty,
guys.
All right.
Cool. Have a good one, and we'll see you and talk soon.
Dang, Chris, you're not gonna send this out. Ride fast, ride hard. Say something you don't know.
All right, ride hard, ride fast, and say hi to somebody you don't know. Peace.